Alright, hello everybody, Albert here. In this video, I'm going to show you my method in testing a campaign. Our goal in this testing phase is to test a campaign and then gather data to decide whether to continue running the campaign or kill it. Since I'm running PPE for my ads, there are two main metrics that I'm concerned about. The first one is CPE, cost per engagement. Engagement includes when people like your post, comment about it, share it to their friends, view the post image, and so on. And what I expect as a good CPE is below 10 cents. Click-through rate is the percentage of people who see your post will click on it. So good CTR for me is above 8%. Most of the time, a higher CTR will result in lower CPE. This is a screenshot of a Facebook report where we can check the click-through rate and the CPE of our campaign. Basically, there are two ways of doing testing. Most people will teach you a bulk interest ad set where you put many interests into one ad set. What I prefer to use and what I use most of the time is I put one interest into one ad set. So for 4 interests, it will result in 4 ad sets. There are pros and cons regarding these two. It takes less time to run bulk interest. It will take more time to run single interest because you need to set it up one by one. The reason I prefer this one is because in bulk interest, we cannot tell which interests perform well, which interests perform poorly because we gather them into one ad set. While in single interest ad set, we can tell right off the bat which interests give you expensive CPE and which interests give you cheap CPE. Let me show you an example. Let's say you are testing a campaign. After running it for a day, you check the results in Facebook report and you find that there are 2 interests which gives you low CPE and the other 2 is higher. What you're gonna do is that you pause interest 2 and interest 4 and just let the first one and the third one run. Our goal here is to get maximum engagement. So let's say if your testing budget is $30, or we want to get as many engagement as possible within this $30. By pausing the high CPE interest here, we give more room for our good performing interest to run. The result is that we can reach more people and we get more solid, more accurate data to tell whether people like our designs or not. This is the reason I like to use single interest method. Before I show you the step-by-step, I want you to keep in mind that in PPE ads, that sales might not come in the first 1 or 2 days. It might come a few days later because when people share your post, you have to give it some time before their friends see the post and buy it from you. Alright, so this is the exact system that I use to test a campaign. The first step is to choose 4 interests that you have found on targeting phase to start with. You choose the 4 most relevant ones, preferably precise interests, and make sure that they are still active pages. Then from those 4 interests, you launch 4 ad sets with $5 daily budget each. And I recommend you to launch it between 8 AM to 10 AM PST. I learned this from Peter Parks. He is the guy with a team of analysts behind him. And from his analysis, he said that this is the most optimum time to launch or start a campaign. And then you let it run for a day. After that, you check the sales. If after $20 spent, you have more than 2 sales, assuming your profit per search is $10, I usually set it to $13 to $14 per search. It means that you have positive ROI, which shows that it's a good sign. You can continue to optimize and scale the campaign. But if the sales is equal to or less than 2, you go to the next step. You need to check the cost per engagement of each interest. So you go to Facebook report. If the interest CPE is less than 10 cents, which means that it is good, so you maintain daily budget of $5, you don't need to change it. But with interest with more than 10 cents CPE, remember, you don't pause it or kill it because sometimes it takes 1 or 2 days for the CPE to drop down. We don't want the ads to lose momentum by you pausing it. You just need to set the ads budget to $1 because like I say, for PPE ads, sometimes sales come in a few days later. So the next 1 or 2 days, you check again whether there are sales coming from this interest or whether the CPE decreases. If yes, then you can increase the budget back again to $5. If the CPE after 1 or 2 days is still high, then you can kill this interest. I suggest that you have $30 to $50 budget for testing, because by this time you will have spent $20 to look for low CPE interest, so you still have $10 to $30 left to test further these already optimized campaigns. Next step is you need to check whether there are good commands. What I mean by good commands is like I want it, I need it, take my money. It shows that people are eager to buy your shirts. If there are, you check the command section. If there are a lot of good commands, which is 40% above, so you can run the ads with confidence. You can increase the budget if you want to see results quickly. But if there are few good commands, which is less than around 40%, you keep a close watch on the ads. Then after 2 days or after your budget spent, you check the sales again, whether there are more sales coming in. If it results in positive ROI, you can go directly to optimize and scale the campaign. If it is still in negative ROI, you then go to step 8, which is evaluating your campaign. Is it a design problem or is it a targeting problem? You can tell that it is a design problem if your ad has a low CPE and it has high engagement, which means that it has a lot of comments and shares, but it has no sales. It means that people are interested in your, maybe in your search phrase, but maybe the design is not good enough for them to buy. And you can tell that it is the targeting that is the problem if your ad has high CPE or the engagement is only likes and very few comments and shares. So maybe you want to choose another interest to target if you still have budget. The last step is you need to decide whether you want to redo the design and test it again, or you want to stop this ad but you still let the Teespring campaign run until the end, because maybe there will be sales before the campaign ends. Alright, let me show you one of my campaign as an example. So I ran this campaign back in November 19. I started it with 4 interests. Let's look at November 18, the first day, 2014, November 18. Okay, so this is the data for the after the first day running the ads. I don't know why Facebook doesn't want to run these 2 interests. I set each $5 for these 4 ad sets, and the cost per engagement is 4 cents and 5 cents, which is very good. And then let's view report and then customize columns. I want reach frequency. This I don't want. Close it, and the rest I just close it. Okay, I want reach frequency, click-through rate, and then cost per post engagement. And then of course I want to check the checkout. Alright, and then I usually arrange it in this way. Okay, let's look at this one. On November 18, I have spent a total $10, and then there's only 1 conversion. Okay, this breakdown, none. Okay, so these are the 4 interests that I ran. This is the reach, the frequency. I'll explain more about this in report management module. Let's look here the click-through rates. This is quite high, right? 12% and 11%, and the CPE is very low, which is very good. Total conversion only 1, and amount spent $10. So the next day, let's see the result. The sales is still 1 sales, and the amount spent is already $25. But look at this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes the CPE take 1 or 2 days to lower down. That's why you have to make sure that your PPE run for a few days before you decide to kill it. Now that we have spent $25 for only one sales, if you have only $20 budget to spend for testing, then you will decide that okay, it's time to stop this campaign because there's a negative ROI. But if you look at the next day, the next day is still negative ROI because for $45 spent, you only have 2 sales. But I keep running this ad. Why? Because the cost per engagement is very low, only 3 cents and 2 cents, and the click-through rate is very high. And I got some very good comments saying that they want it, showing that they want to buy it. So I keep running it. For the next day, now look at this one here. For the amount spent, $85, I have already had 8 sales. If one t-shirt profit is $13, it's around $100 in sales, which means that it is a positive ROI already. It shows that a testing phase succeed. This is a campaign that I can run. What I need to do next is to optimize and scale it. Okay, if you are curious what the next day result is, now this is definitely a positive ROI campaign. For $245 spent, you have 33 sales, which is more than $350 in sales. So this is an example of how I applied the step-by-step method. I hope the example gives you a clearer idea how to apply the steps here. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to use Facebook Ads Report, how I manage my report, and how to optimize your campaign further. So see you in the next video.